really appreciate it. My name is Jeff Stover. I'm Terry's third child. I'm the middle child. I've always been the middle child. Even before my sister was born, I was still the middle child. So most of my life, well, as long as I can remember, I've said the word sorry with quite a bit of frequency. I mean, like Canada was like, "Are you sure you're not ours?" That kind of frequency. You guys might know that. And when I think about it, I think one of the main reasons why I say sorry so much is because of my mother. As most of you may know, if you know Terry, my mom, she had little or no filter at all. She said what she wanted to, whenever she wanted to. And I think as a response to that, I had to apologize for her. I mean, I think one of the first words I ever said was sorry to the doctor who gave me, because my mom said, "You don't know what you're doing, damn it." Just kidding. All kidding aside, my mom was very candid and did not like liars. And personally, I love that about her. In a world where reality TV is where most of our society learns our social graces, a bit of candidness is refreshing. My mother was tough and strong. She would make us being her children and the neighborhood children, Frank, stay outside all day during the summer. Same with you, everybody who knew us as kids, from like 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. She would make us walk or ride our bikes wherever we had to go. She didn't give us rides to the park or anything. We had to get there on our own. But that made us tough. And this was back in the day where those standards, even in those standards, my mom was hard. But at the same time, she was the most loving human I've ever met, especially with small children and animals. Her voice, her high-pitched voice, the whole, that's one of my favorite voices in the world. And unfortunately, it was usually reserved for kittens, puppies, and babies, and fishes, and even a rooster. She loved that rooster that I hated. My mother was like a lioness. She would protect and love the ones she cared for, but if you challenged her, well, I'm sorry. You're going to see. My mom was not politically correct, but that doesn't mean she was mean. Oh no. She walked the subtle line between being real and being rude, between politically correct and politically necessary. And that was a line that made me. I owe a lot to her, of who I am. I feel that a huge parts come from the juxtaposition between my mother's toughness and the incredible capacity for love. My mother was the type of person who appreciated every little thing she owned. She would mail thank you cards in the mail, in snail mail, to our wives when we would come visit her. She would say thank you and thank you and thank you over and over again for every little gift she got. She appreciated the world like I've never seen anybody. And she did not forget your gifts for you. Even the last time I saw her, she said, "Sorry I didn't get you a Christmas gift. I was kind of busy." And yeah, you died. And you came back. We're going to talk about that later. And she remembered all of the generosity bestowed upon her. And she always grateful. And it was through her amazing capacity of gratitude that she taught me the power of appreciation. You see, my mom appreciated everyone and everything that she had in her life. I learned from my mother that the true meaning of happiness does not come from owning the newest and the coolest items, but instead it comes from appreciating the things that you already have. And that is through appreciation. And you can see through appreciation the hidden beauty that's in the world. There are two types of beauty in the world. There's a type of beauty that is natural, like how the way this building looks, the color through the light, that's just natural beauty. The striking beauty of a warm smile or the eyes of my wife, this beauty is all around us, but it's the other type of beauty that my mother saw and that comes from understanding and appreciation. It is a beauty that a chef sees, when he or she tastes something that she created with care and a great skill, where only they know how difficult it is to make. Where someone like me, who won't appreciate it as much because I can barely make toast. And it's this beauty that comes from understanding the difficulty of life that a lot of us miss. It's a beautiful concerto that a first-chair violinist hears in the Vivaldi masterpiece that is deaf to the layman's ear, because they understand how beautiful it is and how hard it is to make that. Beauty comes from appreciation, and no one really appreciates the beauty of a masterpiece unless he or she understands the skill and the hard work that is needed to create it. My mother's masterpiece was her humility. The beauty that comes from appreciation that you have is a gift, because it can always grow from observation, and it can always evolve through understanding, and it can always turn into love or a passion. My mother would walk or take a bus whenever she went, so she really needed the car. Instead, she saw those little avenues and those little cul-de-sacs that a lot of us miss when we drive by them. My mom would live off beans and rice for weeks, so she really appreciated a meal when we took her out. She really saw the beauty of Denny's. My mom never needed the newest tech because she was content with magazines and newspaper articles and books. About a month ago, now not everyone around us a lot of us were there, but we thought my mother was dead. She had lost consciousness and she had literally flatlined for 10 minutes when the nurse got her heartbeat back. After 10 minutes, most people have some sort of brain damage. At that time, the future seemed bleak. She was alive through a breathing machine for 3 days. And on the third day, we were going to the hospital to speak to the doctor. When I got there, we all knew that they were going to pull the plug. Each step was like walking against the winds of a hurricane to their bedside. But when I got there, to her bedside, she was up. And not only was she up, she acknowledged us. She was alive. She was her. I never felt emotions like that before. I was simultaneously one of the saddest and happiest moments of my life because we got her back and we got to appreciate her again. I got to appreciate the beauty of my mom once more. All right. See, I don't know if it's a lesson of life that she gave upon me was deliberate or divine. Were they manifestations of my wants, or were they the products of my mind? In science, I love science, the second law of thermodynamics states that the disorder or atrophy increases with time. It means everything breaks down. A broken plate does not simultaneously fix itself. A rusted boat doesn't turn into iron again. It doesn't become whole, but we experienced a thermodynamic miracle when my mother came back. Now her time has ended. It is sad, it is hard, but my mom doesn't feel any more pain. She doesn't have to worry about anything. The burdens of sorrows lies with us. All we can do is move forward and try to remember her the best we can. For me, she will always be the person who taught me how to find beauty in the world. And I think it is fitting that besides the word sorry, her legacy with me will always be that of beauty and love. I will always remember you, my beautiful mom. Thank you.